Okay, today we're doing something a bit different. We're doing a vibe test for Aurora. Of course, we don't have all of the cards. Well, we only have like very few of the cards, very few spoilers, and the first strike deck. So at least we have her weapon. So there's gonna be a bit of manual adjustments that we have to do. When we're playing this, it's on open format CC Talishar. Some of the cards are not fully functional yet. But overall, it's pretty decent. Okay, we can. Interestingly, we can do this. Where we can give it go again by playing our lightning press. Since it doesn't check on attack, it's a static ability. Oh no, but lightning press is for an action card, so we cannot do that. We can, however, just do this, reveal this. So we're dealing 1 arcane, we're gonna use our lightning press, use the lightning surge to create our lightning embodiment of lightning token. And arsenal our E-strike, so not the best turn. I was kind of punished by blocking with our lightning attack. But overall, it's still fine. We got to utilize all of our cards. Here we're gonna block with Grasp. I don't see any reason to block here. And they force us. I forgot we have Snapdragons. We could have just used the Snapdragons on the first one, so in case they didn't have the second T-Bone, we could conserve our armor for more important on-hits. Okay, what's this big shot? 3 for 8. Cool, that's a ton of damage this turn. 3, 3, 4 into 8. But our turn's also not bad. Because we can E-strike, bottom the surge, and then choose either draw a card or +2. I usually like drawing a card. Or we can bottom Weave Lightning. No, we want to bottom Sizzle since it's more important. And we're going to choose draw card. If we get a blue, we can make Aurora happen. If it's a red, we're not so happy. Okay, and then we go Weave Lightning. Yeah, probably should have bottomed the Lightning Surge. If we had the other buff, we could just go buff Static Shock. But this way we're gonna use Starfall. You see the interactions are still kind of bugged. Weave Lightning should not buff Starfall. It should buff Static Shock instead. Because Weave Lightning only buffs attack action cards and Starfall's a weapon. So it should not work that way. Okay, we dealt a decent amount of damage and we have Lightning Surge in Arsenal to go off as our lightning starter. And it will have go again because it's played from Arsenal. Our hand's pretty decent. We can go Burn Up, Lightning Surge, Photon Rush, Weapon, Snatch, and then if Snatch hits, we can consider using our snaps. So yeah, no reason to block anything out yet. Max does not have arcane damage or unpreventable damage, and he hasn't been deploying many hyperdrivers, so we're not under threat of him turning into a robot. This is where we need the manual thingy. Enable manual mode, and then since it has go again, right? We're playing burn up, or even if we only play shock. We're gonna tell him the card doesn't work yet. Okay, cool. At least they understand what's going on. We play Lightning Surge. So this is 4 with an on hit of an extra 4 from the burn up. And importantly, the 4 damage from burn up is arcane damage, which is pretty decent because usually Runeblade's arcane damage is usually in small increments of like 1s and 2s. Burn up being the first arcane damage source from Runeblade that deals a lot more than 2. Yeah, it's very interesting as the split damage angle branches off. Instead of being like tons of physical damage with a itty bitty tiny bit of arcane damage, now you have substantial arcane damage coming out of Runeblades, which most of the time you don't really want to bring your arcane barriers more than 1. And you don't, yeah, so the 3 extra damage on top is unpreventable and is really, really good at closing out games. The next time an attack you control. Okay. So we're dealing an extra 4 damage here from burn up, which is awesome. And we get to Starfall. And then end with a snatch. Thankfully they're using their armor here, so they need to commit either 2 cards or let this hit. Okay, we can consider snapping here, but I think if we block with 2, 4, 5 armor, we might survive at 1 life, and having an embodiment and a card in arsenal and with our snap still online could really put us in a position to try to close out this game. So we're just gonna let it hit without giving it go again. It's not the best card to be arsenaling. Unlike Zen, Aurora is not a huge fan of arsenaling blues. Thankfully we have Providence, so we can cycle out that crappy card from the arsenal. Now this looks like it's gonna do a lot more damage. Another T-bone. sure want to conserve the armor in case they have an on-hit of sorts. Well, it's just a bunch of T-bones, which means we're not under huge threat. Oh, never mind, we are. Oh, lol. Okay, so we're blocking with Heaven's Claw. Yeah, let's block like that. So they did keep their full hand to do massive, massive damage. We don't need to use the Weave Lightning now, but we want this to have a bunch of power so it's harder to hit, because if it hits, we get cashed back with our Channel Lightning Valley. So it's kind of wasted go again from the embodiment since Photon Rush already has natural go again. But this is fine. We can even create a rune chant with our grasp and then attack with Starfall. And before the rune chant connects, we get to Channel Lightning Valley. Okay, since they're only blocking 3 here, we're gonna instant this out. This is why the card is so good, because it's an instant. If they're focused on blocking out, you can just keep it. But anytime they don't block enough, you flash it out. And then we get to draw a card here. Burn up is really nice. We're gonna do the burn up again. This means that they have to block our Starfall attack. Okay, let's read Burn Up one more time. Yeah. The next time an attack. So that includes Starfall. So they need to give us a real card here. They can't just send with their Teklo, which means they only have 2 cards, which means it's less likely that they're gonna be punching us for a lot. And lastly, instead of creating an embodiment, since we still have our snaps, we can create a rune chant instead, which is really good. Okay, and we have our lightning card in the pitch for our Channel Lightning Valley. Okay, ooh, this is nasty. This is gonna be 6 and then 1 + 1 times boost, so 6 + 2. And our hand doesn't block well at all. Okay, we're gonna fry and Channel Lightning will see the rune chant and then we get a card back, and fry has natural go again, which is nice, which means we're able to take 2 cards here. Or they could block with their Teklo Foundry Heart on the second one. So they can keep an extra card and go down to 1, which we don't like. This max deck is very interesting. It's quite different from the usual Nitro Mechanoid shenanigans. It's running the Plasma Barrel Pistol. Only coming in for 1. Yeah, I think we're gonna pass. We're gonna probably use these 2 to block. Yep. That was a misplay on my part. I could have blocked 3 and 2 and then 3 here so we don't leak any damage. So yeah, we only get to send with our Lightning Surge. They can block with 1 card, keep 3 cards, and with multiple breakpoints, I feel like that will be the end of us. Okay, cool. And with a bunch of non-blocks, we're for sure not surviving this. Two and 2, pass blocks. They can shoot with their plasma barrel. Boop, boop. They get to choose a fry. And we'll block with our final fry and say our prayers. Okay, that's a very interesting game overall, with the very, very, very limited card pool that we have right now. This is only a vibe test, not a real deck tech. That's why I'm probably not going to share the deck list, since it's not a real deck yet, but just trying out how she feels, if she is truly purple Fi, and what makes her strong. I feel like the cards that have been given to us, even Fry, which is a 0 block head jab, I feel like this is one of the better cards in the deck, since you want lightning actions that have go again that are 0 cost, because it's a premium to turn on both the weapon and the hero ability. And secondly, Channel Lightning Valley and Burn Up Shock has been feeling like an overperformer. It really forces the opponents to block and respect, and you can really get paid off when they don't. Channel Lightning Valley also plays really nicely with the Sigil of Suffering, so you can draw on both turns or force the opponent to spend a card to block a single point of arcane damage in hopes to not letting you draw a card. Which is very annoying if it's like their last attack, their last chain link, they no longer have cards or no pitch left, you're guaranteed to be drawing that card. And Channel Lightning Valley is what makes us want to run a lot of lightning blues. We don't have many non-lightning blues, but due to the current very limited card pool that we have, some of them just suck too much. Hopefully that will be amended with the printing of Rosetta. We'll get plenty of good quality lightning cards that have 3 block that are also somewhat playable, because right now we're playing like vanilla 1-for-3s and a +1 buff with Go Again, just because it has the lightning text and is sometimes playable, because sometimes you just need a lightning card with Go Again to start off your turn. So overall, I've been very impressed with how they design Aurora, even with no equipments or specialization. She feels very nice to play. It's very reminiscent of when I played Fi, which is by far my favorite hero in Flesh and Blood. So being able to play Purple Fi in the coming months just brings me joy. That's enough rambling. Hope you guys like this vibe test. Let me know in the comments down below if this vibe test or vibe check, testing out the decks way before any of the important cards are spoiled, is something that you want to watch further, or just this one video will be enough. That's it for today's video, and as always, sampai goodbye.